Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are recording on a Monday, episode 60, West Coast Sports Junkies. A big, exciting show. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got NHL playoffs. We got NBA finals, a big UFC 275 in Singapore. Golf. A lot of crazy things happening in golf right now. But before we get into all of that, Ty, Mike, how's your evening going? How was the weekend?
Good, buddy. Weekend was fantastic. My wife bought a new car and went out and played a round of pitch and putt with the kids down here at Birdies and Buckets.
I saw that.
I can't complain.
Hold on. A car? What kind of car? I didn't know this.
She got a Kia Sorento. Nice. It's actually really nice. It's got like the captain seats in the back, kind of like her old car did. Just a little bit smaller, but really, yeah, it's really cool. I'll send you guys a photo later.
Nice. Is it a hybrid?
Awesome. Or no, electric? Dude, you can't even they don't have cars on lots right now, man. Like, this is a demo. And it's the only one they had. Like, to get a new car, you have to wait like 6 months. And if you want an electric, you have to wait like 2 years, the guy was telling us.
That is insane. One more thing, Mike. What is on your face?
I got the goat coming in here.
I thought
you don't like that. I wanted to fit in with you guys. You guys all got these facial hairs going on, so I'm like, okay, I'll get mine nice and trimmed up.
You're getting ready for November or Movember? Movember.
Looks good, but I see it's still growing in. Is that just from today, probably, right?
Yeah, just today.
Yeah.
Trimmed it up.
Good. Nice. But yeah, it was another exciting weekend in the world of sports, obviously. But before we get into this past weekend, why don't we I know, Dan, before we came on here, you were very excited about what just happened in the Western Conference Final.
Yeah, Ty, it's a good thing we can talk now. I think Govic is not going to be able to make it this evening. He's stuck at a work event. So
why do you sound so upset?
Let's take advantage of bashing his team, the Edmonton Oilers. You know what? Thank God it was not fun hockey to watch. We all knew that, the team, they got McDavid, they got Draisaitl, they got some big key pieces. We've talked about it all year, similar to the Canucks, in terms of their weaknesses. They went into the playoffs with no, in my mind, chance with their goalie, and literally that's what cost them the West Final. Like, I'm sorry, you get swept in the West Final, you lose 2 at home, and your goalie pretty much cost you, in my mind, this last game. So I'm not an Oilers fan. I don't know how many other provinces cheered for us in 2011 when Vancouver Canucks
went. I think everyone cheered against this.
Exactly. So it's like, you know what? Who gives a shit about? I don't give a shit whether it's another Canadian team in the playoffs. I don't want any other Canadian team to win. Do you want the Oilers to win? Do you want, the Maple Leafs to win? Forget that. If it's not the Canucks, then sorry, don't care. That's my rant.
I wanted Edmonton to win, man. They've been I've had such high hopes for them for so many years, and then they finally actually put a team together here. And I guess, what do you guys think? Do you think that this is still a disappointing year as a Oilers? If you're an Oilers fan, would you still claim this to be a successful year or a disappointing year?
Successful, man. This was like their Stanley Cup, getting to past the second round, right?
Yeah,
they've been to the second round before with McDavid, so they finally get over the hump just to not win a game in the Western Final.
Yeah,
I will agree, Dan. I think a lot of it was Mike Smith, but I mean, defensively, they're not very good, in my opinion. We found out they did have a lot of injuries. Darnell Nurse playing with a torn labrum, who is their best on paper defenseman, right? He's their highest salaried guy.
Did you see Draisaitl tonight?
Yeah, I was going to get
limping around out there.
But yeah, their issues are not offensive, obviously. I mean, how many times did McDavid say throughout these playoffs, and even again tonight, like, you score 4-5 goals tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs, you should win the game, right? And they lost a lot of games, like high-scoring games like this. So, yeah, I don't know. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's, they have a bright future, and, this is just the start of good things to come, but I don't really see it. I mean, they're up against the cap, paying Draisaitl and McDavid. They just paid Darnell Nurse a lot of money. I think they overpaid on him, and they still don't have a goalie, and that is a big problem. I don't think they're very good defensively. And Mike, you always say it, you like to build, or you would build your team from the goalie out, right?
Yeah, but if you get the best player in the world, I mean, you're always going to build it around him.
True,
but you
true.
do definitely
but you
need,
but this shows you, right? Like I just said, how many games have they given up a crap load of goals? I mean, you have someone in there, like if they made a play for like Marc-Andre Fleury, for example, because he was available. The Wild
that was my pick, and I thought they were going for
the Wild went out and got him at the deadline. Now he didn't perform well, but also
you gotta
the
pay
Wild
him though, right?
Fleury's but but that was just, it's a rental essentially. I don't know about his deal and everything, right? I don't think he's going to be in Minnesota long term. They thought that was a move that could get him over the hump, where everyone, I feel like in the world, even the non like big hockey fans, knew, just get a goalie and you got a really good shot with that high powered offense. But it didn't happen, and look what happens.
That's true, man. I gotta say, I was very disappointed in this series. I was really looking forward to the McKinnon McDavid showdown, and like first game was exciting. It was like 9-6 or something like that. It was like, whoa.
Tonight's game was exciting too.
Yeah, tonight's game was exciting, but they blew a 2-goal lead, which is like, what the hell, man. Yeah, you're right. It was goaltending. We talked about last week too. Like, I think Mike Smith's scared of the puck or something. It's fucking weird. And he looks small out there. I don't know if it's just me. He looks like a small goalie in net.
Well, he's 40-something years old. So
he's starting to shrink
over a little bit.
He's like withering away. He's an old man. Poor guy.
Two, he must have.
Pretty sure he's going to retire.
He must have dementia because he still keeps on doing the exact same thing, leaving his net, misplaying the puck, giving it right to the opposition, and they put literally down their throat. Like, you think he would have learned after 2 series of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So what do you think Edmonton does next? And I guess the next up is their draft. Do you think they're going to go goalie or defenseman? They got it, right? You can't think that they're going to.
They have some decent players coming up. I mean, and they got like Bouchard there on the back end, who's young. This is a good learning experience for him. I think Nurse is kind of peaked, but he's still a solid guy, especially when healthy. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't even know. They'll be picking later, obviously. Or did they? I don't even remember. Did they trade away their first round pick for anything? Obviously not.
You gotta ask Chris, the mega fan.
The mega fan for sure. But yeah, no, either way, like I said, I don't see what some other people are saying, that this is the start of good things to come now that they've went on this little run. I mean, obviously with McDavid and Draisaitl, 2 of the best players in the world, I guess you have a shot, but I don't know. I think they have a bunch of work to do, in my opinion, to compete for a cup again. But
yeah, for sure. What about the other series that's going on right now, still in play, and it looks a little bit more exciting than this one was?
Well, at least it's not going to be a sweep.
That's
sure.
Yeah, but I thought it was going to happen the other way around. I can't believe how good the Rangers are looking, man. What the hell?
Well, see, I think it's a few things, man. I'm not making excuses. The Rangers no doubt look good. They're there for a reason. 2 comeback wins in their first 2 series as well, down 3-2 in both of them.
Yep.
So they got a lot of fight.
Game 7s.
But I don't know. I've just noticed, I especially noticed in game 2, that I thought the Lightning just looked tired, like uninspired and exhausted, man. Like they've obviously have played a lot of hockey. Even you take away the 2 finals runs, they were in the conference finals, I think the year before they won.
Yeah.
I mean, they played a lot of hockey. There's a lot of miles on those guys. So I thought they were just tired, and maybe, that's finally catching up with them. And then you go to game 3 in Tampa, down 2-0 at home. And, you're starting to think like, oh shit, like this finally could be it for the back-to-back champs. And they find a way, take their game to another level. And I don't know. Are they back, Dan?
I don't know, Ty.
They didn't look very convincing in that win either, though.
They did not.
Yeah,
they did not.
No.
But could this be the spark? Obviously, they needed to win. They got to win. They have another home game. If they can grind out another game at home, make it a best out of 3, you lay on the experience there. I don't know. So for me, obviously, we've talked about my Bodog Best Bet last week. I have the 3-team parlay So I got one team through today, which is good. Golden State even their series up. So I think that we'll get into that after, but I think that could go a long ways. But yeah, the series that worries me the most now is obviously the Rangers and Lightning.
Yeah, I don't know, Ty. You know what? Yes, I think they are tired. They've, like you said, played a lot of hockey, but in spite of that, like if you watch the first period of Game 3, like Vasilevsky was letting in some junk goals, like goals that
Dude's
normally
exhausted too, though. He's
well,
a
yeah,
player.
true. But I mean,
But you are right.
At the end of the day, I mean, Rangers have just played 2 Game 7s, or 2 Game 7 series back to back. I mean, Lightning
they are a young team.
True.
Young
But I
goalie,
mean, that's the thing, right? It's like when you look at the Tampa Bay, it's like, I mean, yeah, you can give an excuse to, oh, they're tired. They've had a long stretch of playoffs for several years. But I mean, this is what you get. This is what you play for. Like, you don't want to come all the way to the finals or Eastern Finals, Conference Finals, and then you're exhausted. I mean, you're a professional athlete.
True, and then you got to think of the like their motivation too. Like they want to be that team. Like we talked about it, I think, right? First team since the 80s to win 3 in a row. But at the same time, you just won 2. It's in the cap era. It's a lot different. It's like their mindset. It's like, okay, but I'm hoping they can find that next level. But out of all the series there that I have in my parlay there, I'm worried about the Lightning the most. But
yeah,
I don't know.
It's gonna be. I think if they can get this next game in Tampa, now that gives them life. If they go down 3-1, that
it's a big mountain to climb.
And that's like with obviously anything with any series, but just in terms of the way they've been playing and how they've been looking, this is like their Game 7. They have to win this game and tie up the series.
What do you think, Mike? You think they're going to win Game 4, the Lightning?
I think if they have a chance to win this series, they're gonna have. It's gonna be a strong fought series, man, and it's gonna be like the last game. It's gonna be close. Yeah. And it can go either way, and they're going to need a little bit of luck on their side, it looks like, in my opinion. But, yeah, I think that they'll take Game 4, and I think they'll make a series out of it. And they got the experience behind them, so maybe they rest up. And I don't know. It's just I don't know. I just don't like what I've been seeing in this series in particular.
Totally agree. And I hope so, just because now we're not going to have the Western Final to watch, obviously. So let's extend this one a little bit so we have some more hockey to watch before.
Yeah, I always want to see you to go Game 7.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm with you there.
Yeah, some crazy hockey. We're coming down to the stretch here, but you guys got me so excited talking about this big loss of the Oilers today and their sweep, but we didn't get a chance to talk about what we're drinking. So, Mike, you have one of those big, massive jugs of beer you got there, or what are you drinking tonight?
No, not today, man. That's a little bit too early in the week for that, okay? But I just going with my trusted Corona here. Cheers, boys. What do you got going on, Ty?
Cheers, buddy. I have, my usual go-to as well early in the week. I wasn't really feeling a beer. I think watching hockey, I see all the Crown Royal sponsors on the boards and stuff, and it gives me the urge to have a good old Crown and Coke. So that's what I'm drinking tonight. Dan, I already see your can there. Good choice. But why don't you tell us what you're drinking?
Ty, well, I'm just been keeping it simple and easy. Stella Artois.
Was that left over from when we golfed in one of your bags?
Yeah, actually.
Oh my God.
I was cleaning out my bag the other day.
Your golf bag?
My golf bag, yeah. And I put it in the fridge, and boom, there you go.
Ready for the episode. Nicely done.
Done. So NHL, we've talked a lot about that, but it's something that we don't get to talk very much about is the NBA. And they're already in the actual NBA finals. Golden State, we got the Celtics. That first game, Ty, I know we were sort of watching a little bit of it. It looked like Golden State was going to destroy them. And then Celtics come back 17 points down with like I don't know, it was like 10 minutes left in the fourth, ended up blowing them out.
Yeah, they
Sorry, go ahead.
outscored them 40 to 16
7? Oh, 16. Okay.
in
I
the
know it
fourth
was
quarter.
Yeah.
They beat Golden State like how Golden State would normally beat teams by popping threes from anywhere. They couldn't miss. Like role players, veteran players like Al Horford, who was in like Atlanta. Anyways, that guy was like 6 for 6 in the fourth quarter, like career high 3-pointers. This other guy they picked up. Anyways, it was crazy. It's something that normally Golden State would have done to teams, right? Like beat them with 3, launched this crazy comeback, and it was in Golden State. So yeah, watching that game, I was like, oh boy, like are they in trouble? I saw it going a lot differently early on in the series, especially in Golden State. We talked about their depth and their experience. Obviously, Boston doesn't have, I don't think, one player with any NBA Finals experience on the team, which I was surprised to see. But game 2, they righted the ship there and blew them out in the second half to tie the series up at 1. But it's gonna get interesting, man. I could see this series going 7. Boston looks really good, surprisingly. Now they stole home court advantage going back to Boston. Wednesday night is game 3. One thing I don't like about the NBA playoffs, while we're talking about that, is the 2 days off in between games.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It was game 1 was Thursday
and they didn't play till
Sunday, and now you feel like, oh, there should be a game tomorrow night. Nope, they're not playing until Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but they seem to do all right ratings wise with that. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about the rest of the series? You see Golden State getting it together like they did in game 2, or does Boston really have a chance?
The one thing that I took away from the series so far is we kind of touched on it last time was, the odds makers had this series pretty close. I think like Golden State might have been like
about that
minus 130 favorite. And I was like, what the hell? There's value in there, right? Yeah. I think they should be like a -2 or whatever, right? And then watching the games, I can see they obviously know more than me because it is a lot closer and they're a lot better than I thought they would be matched up on the court. So I'm intrigued, man. I'm into it right now, and I like watching it. And I hope it goes 7. Obviously, just as a fan, just because Game 7's had a big hype, especially for the trophy, right? So
yeah,
I hope they do, and I hope that it goes back and forth with some close ones, some OT victories. It should be good.
Yeah, I agree. I could see them splitting in Boston, and then making it a best of 3.
Doesn't it go a little bit different? Like they go 2 in Golden State, then 3 in Boston, right?
Yeah, I can't remember if that changed back.
Oh, really?
Can anyone fact check that for us, Dan?
I always thought it went back to the 2-2
1-1. Yeah, so did I.
1-1.
You guys,
but you're saying,
I remember.
But when you said about stealing, yeah,
it is 2-3-2.
No, that's what it was.
Oh.
Like, I'm not sure. We're gonna have to look that up.
Yeah,
we'll get back
when
to
you
that.
said stealing home court advantage, I thought that's what you were meaning. So
yeah,
they'll now have 3 in
now
Boston.
Mike made me double guess and overthink it, so I can't remember. But either way, we'll look into it. But yeah, it's been a pretty interesting series so far. It went different than I thought it would, but I don't know. I want to see some closer games though. We haven't had a lot of those in these NBA playoffs, I feel like.
Yeah, no, everything's been big blowouts. Yeah.
Like there's been good stretches of the game, but like down, like the game 1 looked like it was going to go down on the wire when they came back. I did not see Golden State choking like that at home, but they did. And yeah, here we are.
So
did you guys end up fact checking that stuff there, Mike?
Yeah, I was wrong. You guys are right. Sorry. All hail. It goes 2 and then 2, and then it's back to the normal like hockey series kind of thing.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm glad they changed that back because I didn't like that that 2-3-2 format. I thought that was weird, but
that's a big momentum switch when you got 3 straight at home.
It always gives an advantage to the person with the
the road team, and they can
exactly. If you split at the beginning, then you got an advantage, right?
I remember it was like that the last time that Kobe was in those back-to-back finals, and it pissed me off because they had 2 in LA and then they went to freaking Boston for 3. But Yeah, why don't we switch gears here? Get
Yeah,
into
oh,
your favorite
Mike's
sport
favorite sport. At time
for a
we're
minute.
on the same wavelength, right? Mike, I know how you love soccer so much, and gearing up for the World Cup at the end of this year. And it was supposed to be an exciting sports event to have in Vancouver over the weekend. They had the men's Canadian national team supposed to be playing Panama at BC Place for a international friendly, and that basically got canceled. Of course, no fun city. Got canceled day of yesterday. What it was like, I think I saw it on Twitter, like 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Dude,
Game was supposed to be at 3.
It was a clusterfuck, and it's not actually the no fun city for once. It's like the Canadian Soccer Federation.
Yeah, it wasn't
and
the
all their
city's
crap.
fault.
But yeah, it was just on every level. It was just a disaster. They didn't announce like the game wasn't. They were still selling tickets at the door 10 minutes before Soccer Canada announced that the game was canceled. And the people that aren't on Twitter and social media as much as like say myself had no idea. They went, they traveled from all over the province. A lot of people came over from the island, drove from like Port Alberni to Nanaimo, hopped on the ferry with their 4 kids. This big day adventure, like had hotels booked, all this stuff, because it is a big deal, right? They just qualified for the World Cup, obviously. It's an exciting warm-up game. Alphonso Davies was going to play, Jonathan David, I think like the big names for the Canadian team. And the players decided not to take the field over a dispute with the Canadian Soccer Federation, or whatever you call it, about salary and payment and a whole bunch of things.
Because of the, like you're talking MLS here?
No, Canadian, the national team.
The national team. It's the first time they've made the World Cup in 35 years, Mike, and they've gone on strike basically because they want more money.
I don't get it. They all so we pay them to be on this team? Isn't it like a national thing? Like it's like an honor to play for this team?
Well, they get money and funding. Like I don't even know how it is now. Like there's
does Sidney Crosby get paid to play on Team Canada for hockey? Like other than endorsements, like does the Canadian government pay him to play on the team?
I don't think so. I don't think
so either.
I think there's like a
I have no
bonus
idea.
thing or something. But no, but it's not just, there's a whole bunch of things. We would have to spend like a full episode talking about it, and I'd have to read all about it. They released this. Did you see the big letter? I don't know if you guys saw it on there. The players.
Well, if I did, I would not have read it.
See? But either way, it's just an embarrassment. And like people like you, Mike, who are, and myself, I'm not a huge hardcore soccer fan, like a casual soccer fan, like things like this happening just piss off the fans that you're trying to get right for this big World Cup run. Like,
imagine if you flew in here from Nova Scotia to watch this game.
Like there's so many people that are like, obviously it's the heat of the moment. I'm sure they'll change their mind. I'm never paying any money to see a Canadian soccer team, this or that. Like, sure, people will, but there's, it's not a good look. And this is fresh off of the other game that was canceled with Iran over their big like political debacle. They canceled that game. And then just things like you can't even buy a Team Canada jersey. They don't even have merchandise available. Like,
why
and that's
not?
all.
Because
they're just dumb. They
don't
know how to do
imported
things
from like Taiwan or something, and they can't.
No, they just don't. They don't have the right people running this this soccer federation, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Either way, it sucks for all the fans. A lot of kids that were pissed off. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And then it's almost like a slap in the face that their Twitter account, Canada Soccer's Twitter account today, showed a tweet of the men's team back training today. It's like you couldn't have done this a day early. It was like a training warm-up game. Like it was for nothing. It was, it wasn't for any like world rankings or anything like that. It wasn't even like an international friendly. It was like a warm-up game, essentially. And we still paid Canada. We still paid Panama for showing up as well, which is another great thing. So they got their money for playing the game. And we didn't even take the field.
I don't understand how they pay players or how they pay each other for these international friendlies. I don't know.
It doesn't make you more of a soccer fan, hey?
Huh?
Doesn't make you more of a soccer fan. with
No,
stuff like
no,
this
it doesn't.
happening.
Does not. Although I will say this, I almost went to the Whitecaps game on Saturday night. I
They
was gonna
won.
bring my son. He's into soccer big time, playing it, and he loves Ronaldo. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll get him out to the game on Saturday. But
He would have been disappointed if you went there looking for Ronaldo or Ronaldo type soccer.
I know.
But no, it is actually a lot of fun to go there. We talked about it a bunch of episodes ago. Those like pitch side seats.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have season tickets. There was good times.
Yeah, way better at Empire Field too.
Yeah,
BC Place. It's
agreed.
too big for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Soccer Canada dropped the ball again.
Well, guys, we know that the weather here has not been very exciting for golf. Like, talk about a late start to the season for us, Ty. And Mike, I don't know whether you're hunting or you're camping. You're not much of a golfer anymore since you can't win at the BBI. So maybe it'll be a couple more months before you're ready to golf. But big golf weeks.
I think he still beat you, didn't he? Mike, you gotta jump in here. This guy's slandering your name.
That's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna sandbag like these guys do. My handicap is gonna be like a 35 next year when we go play the BBI.
Smart.
But big golf weekends coming up with the pros. We had the Memorial Day tournament as this past weekend. We got the Canadian Open coming up. Couple of weeks, the US Open, and then of course all of the noise that's happening with this Saudi league and all the big names. There's some names that are actually officially signing, so it looks like things are taking off with that. But Ty, Mike, this is what you guys like. I know the golf is always got you at the itch. So what did you think of the Memorial?
It was a terrible tournament and for entertainment value. Actually, normally you have some big names on the leaderboard. We talked about it last week, who I thought would be in the mix. John Rahm struggled, didn't have his best stuff. Billy Horschel, a guy you always see, up and around leaderboards, usually doesn't win that often. He's not a super exciting guy to watch, to be honest with you. I watched a little bit of it on Sunday, and yeah, no one really was threatening him. He had an easy victory. Good for him. I think it was his 7th career win. It's always cool winning at Jack Nicklaus's course. He comes out and shakes your hand. But there's it was almost overshadowed again, like a lot of these tournaments have been lately, with the Saudi league announcing its pretty much its full roster, and then the rest coming together this week. And we talked about it. We were predicting some things happening with it last episode, and we were right. Man, there's some shocking names, in my opinion, on that list. We'll just get right into it. The biggest name there was Dustin Johnson, getting a cool $125 million just for committing to this new league, this new golf tour, without even having to make a putt or
swing a club yet.
Hit his driver off. Yeah, just absolutely mind blowing. And what made the timing interesting for that is this week, you said it, Dan, is it's RBC Canadian Open, which is a big deal because it's like our national golf championship for one. It hasn't been up here since 2019 because of COVID. And
it says
Dustin
biggest
Johnson's one of his biggest sponsors is RBC, who have now dropped him after he announced that he was skipping that event and going to play in I think it's the first event's in London for Greg Norman's new tour, the LIV Tour. I don't know if it's LIV. I haven't really heard anyone talk about it other than saying the Saudi League, the Saudi Tour. But yeah, just shocking news there. DJ took the money and run. I guess you can't blame him. Some others did as well. Mike,
isn't Rory on there?
No,
I thought I heard Rory.
No,
or
Rory.
sorry,
or Mickelson.
No, it's the mullet guy.
Cameron
Ty's
Smith.
favorite guy.
No, he's PGA Tour. But no, a big notable for our group here is Kevin Na, Mike's buddy there, jumped ship and took the money. And one thing about him doing it, it was pretty strategic, actually. He resigned from the tour before they had a chance to either fine him, suspend him, kick him off or whatever. So now he has, when he retires, he'll still be able to collect his PGA Tour pension and like all those benefits and everything, which a lot of people are saying that was a very smart move by him that way. But the weird thing is the tour has been super quiet about it. Obviously, they don't want to talk about it to promote it and give it more publicity, but at the same time, they haven't come out and said anything really. If there's going to be any, I don't know, suspensions, or if players are going to be able to jump back and forth. Like Phil Mickelson was the other big fish they landed. He announced today, finally broke his silence about joining this tour. And he said he intends to play in all of the golf majors on the PGA Tour still.
Yeah, that's what the way I thought it was going to be. A lot of things that I'm kind of confused about with this whole thing is like, does the PGA pay these guys to play in this league? I don't think so. You get paid to win in the PGA. Like if you don't win, you're not getting. And if you don't have any sponsors, you're not getting nothing. The way as far as I know it being.
You're right. There's true.
So
like there's benefits and there's this and that, but you have to earn your tour card, and by doing that, you have to play well, like you said, and you have to win to guarantee yourself 2 years, and then some other tournaments will guarantee you 5 years. Some are like a lifetime membership. I don't know, but anyways. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And for a lot of these guys on that list, they're kind of like those mid-tier guys, obviously other than the DJs and the Phils. Kevin Na, he's a winner on tour. He's been solid as well. But there are a lot of these other guys on the list. They just took the money, guaranteed money, which you can't argue with. And one thing I just saw too, I think losers still walk away with over $1 million from like most events, because there's 48 players in every event.
And the last
place gets like $1 million bucks. Yeah.
Here's the craziest,
insane, man. Like, so guys, I'm telling you right now, they're all going there.
No.
Unless the PGA does something drastic here, that's where the money
is. How long are they gonna? How long are they gonna be able to keep this up? Here
is going to be Tiger Woods, because he'll have no competition to win his last 3 majors that he needs there to beat. I'm telling you, man. And then he'll jump ship too.
They obviously tried to throw a whole bunch of money his way. He declined, not surprisingly.
This benefits Tiger. He's gonna pull all his competitions from him, man.
But have you read anything? Like, I've read some of these rules. It's super weird. It's a shotgun start for one. They all tee off on different holes during the event.
Well, most tournaments do that too here.
Okay, those are like booze work tournaments.
Like Thursday, Friday. Yeah, Thursday, Friday in the PGA, they'll usually start on hole 9, 10, whatever. They don't but it's not all just start on one like the majors do.
But it's the same all the way through. It's only 54 holes. They're not playing 4 rounds, only 3 rounds. There's an individual stroke play event like normal, and then there's also like a weird team event. So you can get money from both ways. And it was very confusing when I was reading it. But yeah, every event, the winner takes home 5.6 mil every event. And I think the thing I was reading was about the team, but yeah, so the purse for the event is like 37 million. So to compare that from what
think
JT,
about the Masters,
what JT
the
made,
winner takes home 2.9 or something like that.
JT for winning the PGA, I think was 4.8 or something, which is like, I think one of the biggest ones other than like the players and whatever. But yeah, so this first event, which is this week with 48 players, like guys like Kevin Na, they could win, right, and make more than JT did for winning the PGA Championship. So yeah, I see what you're saying.
This? Do you know? Because I'm intrigued.
Yes, you can. They don't have TV rights. They don't have any money that way. It's going to be broadcast live on Facebook, YouTube, and its own website.
Dan screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, Dan, you're not going to be able to watch, man.
I'm not giving you my login.
But yeah, this whole thing to me is just wild. Like, how is it going to last? How are they going to keep paying this if they don't have I guess the Saudis have a lot of money, right? But
sure. But if they get, like that,
they're just going to be bleeding cash. Like, they don't even have TV rights deals. No one will sponsor them.
The money is so intriguing. People are going to sponsor them if they get these players out there. They're going to get sponsors, man. think about it. Ricky Fowler's now thinking about it. He just missed the cut to go into the
US Open, or the qualifying.
So he's probably going to go where the money's at now. You're gonna have I heard that you said they threw hundreds of $1 million at Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're Tiger, I mean, he doesn't really need the money, but like that's a lot of money to go play golf over there. You know what I mean? Like,
but Tiger is about competition and the legacy, and you know what? So are a lot of these other guys like Rory and the JTs. They want to win these.
And they start events, seeing the dollars flowing. It's gonna get big, man. If those dollars continue to flow like that,
but no one's gonna sponsor them in North America.
Well, what do you mean the PGA won't? Like
no,
everyone
like big
will.
Companies,
if it becomes the big league,
companies and shit, no one
them.
wants to do business with them. They're terrorists.
Oh, come on, man. What do you listen to mainstream media now? Like,
there's
watching
families
all day long?
Families. No, I'm not saying all of them. I'm not trying to say that, but families of 9/11 victims are still suing the Saudi kingdom because, like, I don't know, 15 of the involved in the hijackings came from there. Like, for example, U.S. companies do not want to do like business with those people, and that was the whole thing about Phil and a lot of these guys, like selling out and going over there for like blood money. They were calling it.
They just sound like sore losers over here to me.
I don't know, man.
Guys, I mean,
they like own them now. I don't know.
I doubt that they own them. I bet you they give them. They bet you they can, like you said, Mickelson plans on playing in all the majors.
Yeah, that's what they're saying now. That's what they're saying now. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen with this?
Phil's won enough majors too, though. He's throw me another 100 mil, and I'm sure I won't play in any of the majors.
I don't know. It's crazy, and I'm interested as like a sports fan to see how it plays out. Obviously, I will tune in to see, but I'm with the PGA, man. I'm hashtag Team PGA Tour.
You're crazy, man, because you are all over the place. You're up and down like a hooker's panties. You want to pay UFC, you want to pay UFC fighters more money because they deserve more money, blah, blah. Well, I'm telling you, the PGA players ain't getting paid shit. It's the exact same thing. They ain't getting nothing from the PGA. They get paid if they win.
If you make the cut and come in last, you still get paid.
Okay, 10 grand. You get a check, maybe 2,500.
No, you get like 50, 60 grand if you make the
maybe
cut. As long as you make the cut.
So.
Yeah, I think
no.
Look it up.
If you
get a nice big check like Happy Gilmore used to get.
Maybe. I don't know. It's not big money. It's not big money.
Yeah, but that could be short-lived too.
This
and then
Saudi
you're blacklisting yourself.
Found a hole in the game.
I don't think they did. It remains to be seen how it does. I mean, it could flame out after a season when they spend all this money and they don't get any sponsors. They don't get any TV deals.
You are not wrong, but the money that they're throwing at it is very interesting, and it's got to be more.
From that
if
point,
I'm a good golfer,
yeah.
I'm thinking, and if I'm like Kevin,
should we start practicing?
Yeah.
Send them a YouTube video since they're on there of us at the BBI. Well, not the BBI. That was our best golf, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But no, yeah, the whole thing is because, the Saudis are bad people. Okay, that's why there is such an uproar when Phil, at first said he was thinking of leaving and then he went MIA. But yeah, I don't know. We've spent a lot of time on this. I guess we'll see how it plays out, and maybe we'll see the ratings because they're competing directly with the PGA Tour in a strong field this week at the Canadian Open. You got Rory there defending his title, Scheffler, JT, solid field. So I don't know. We'll see if they can lure some PGA Tour viewers over there, like us, probably to check it out. But like after the first week, I don't know, man. First couple weeks, we'll see.
We'll see. What time's it at? It's in London.
I haven't seen. Yeah, it's in the first event's in London, but there's only 9 events in a calendar season as well.
So it's a no-brainer. Why would you not want to play in those 9 events?
Yeah, and apparently you have to play in 4 to win the big championship thing, which I think is like 25 mil.
Oh my god!
For
what? So, okay.
For how the FedEx Cup,
I know, but it's only 9. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Once a month,
they're just throwing money out. Yeah, but I don't know. And think of that.
Why aren't all the big names events going after it? That's stupid.
Because they think it's going to be a flash in the pan, and then they're going to blacklist themselves from their sponsors for one, and maybe the PGA Tour. That's what I think. And they want to win these prestigious tournaments. So like we don't even know. The PGA Tour can come out and be like, you're not eligible now. I guess they can still play Augusta because that's not a PGA event, right? It's like its own event. It's not like sanctioned by the PGA Tour.
There's more than just the PGA. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's the European League, there's the World Golf.
And how well does that do? How much do they make there? Nothing like the PGA Tour.
Nothing like the PGA, but all those count towards the Masters and the majors.
Yeah.
This live should count too. Even the Canadian League. There's a Canadian League. Did you guys know this? Counts for points.
Yeah, there is Canadian PGA Tour. We should try to get on that. We have a better chance probably than the live golf tournament or golf tour. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they do this week. And it's weird too. Like I said, there's a team format. There's stroke play straight up format. I don't know. We'll see.
Just so you know, my goal is to make the senior league one day. So that's what I'm sort of driving myself towards.
It's the Champions Tour now.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. They don't call it senior. They're trying to be nicer, you know?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Money Mike on the mic. We got UFC 275 this weekend coming all the way from Singapore. I don't even know what time we got to wake up to watch these fights, but you know what? I got my right here. My pen. I got my paper. I'm writing down what Money Mike has got to say. I'm ready to make some money. Let's go. What do you got, Mike?
All right, man. Yeah, you're right. It is UFC 275 this Saturday night, and it feels like it's been a long time. You're right. Since the last one, they seem to be spacing out these pay-per-view events this year a little bit more than they had the last couple of years. But it's the main event is obviously Glover Teixeira versus Yuri Prochazka. And there's a couple fights on this main card that I've been waiting for for 2 years. Okay, so I am pumped up for this event. We'll break down as we always do the main card. Main card starts off in the welterweight division. We have Jack Della Maddalena versus Ramazan Emiev?
I'm glad I'm not doing the names. Let me tell you.
Emiev. Okay, we're calling him Ramazan.
All right.
Anyways,
good.
Della Maddalena is 19-2, and he's 5-0 in his last 5 fights. And Ramazan is 20-5, and he's 3-2 in his last 5. We have Jack Della Maddalena. He's 25 years old. And the Russian Ramazan is 35 years old. The odds are we have the younger dude there, Maddalena, a -135 favorite, and Ramazan is a +125. So it's kind of a fairly close fight. With this fight, the odds actually flipped. The line opened exactly the other way around. It was a -135 favorite for Ramazan, and then Maddalena was Ramazan was a -150 and Maddalena was a +130. So you can see where the money's obviously going. I had to look back at these fighters and watch a bunch of their fights. And again, this is a classic matchup with striker versus wrestler. I love what I see from Jack. He's definitely got a major striking advantage. He's got great combination. He touches his opponents and he drops them. He KOs them. Doesn't seem like he's even hitting them that hard, but he's definitely got the power there. The game plan for sure is going to be, Ramazan is going to be trying to take him down this entire fight and holding him there, which he usually does. It's going to be kind of intriguing to see how Jack responds to that. And in his fights, you don't necessarily see him getting taken down all that much. You know for sure that he's going to be getting taken down. This is definitely a step up in competition for Maddalena. But I think that this guy, if you go back and watch his fights, there's something about him. There's something that I like in him, and I see him being the next big thing. So, I'm going to go with Maddalena in this fight. I think he's going to do it, and he's going to do it and he's going to knock him out in the second round.
Shit. Well, I'm glad you're doing the breakdown here and pronouncing these names, so I don't have to. But
Emiev, Ramazan Emiev. I don't know.
a lot about these guys, so I'm gonna be like Dan here. I'm just gonna take my notes.
Take my word for it, okay?
Place
Good.
some bets on these guys, and yeah, let's get into the next fight.
The next fight is in the flyweight division. Rodrigo Bontorin versus Manuel Cape. Bontorin, 30 years old. Cape, 26 years old. We have Bontorin. He's a 17-4, 2-3 in his last 5. Cape is 17-6, 3-2 in his last 5. Cape is a fairly heavy favorite in this one, minus 225, and Bontorin is a plus 180. The line opened exactly the same like this, so it hasn't really moved much. Cape he was in the Contender Series. He's been improving every time that I've seen him come out and fight, especially with his takedown defense. I would say, I always look for like clear paths to victory for either one of these fighters. And I'm obviously going to give the striking advantage to Cape in this one. Bontorin's got that crazy strength though. Like he's that he's a really strong guy. He's got that farmer strength. He in his last fight, he took down his opponent 8 times and he still lost the fight. He's one of those guys that kind of like comes out really, really strong, really, really fast, kind of like a Michael Chandler, and then he kind of like dies off. I find like he kind of gasses himself out real quick. And where Cape sort of like evolves with the fight, like he comes out kind of slow and he starts building up as he goes into it. I see this fight going the distance, and I think I'm going to take Cape via decision. I think he's probably going to lose round 1, probably due to some takedowns and just being laid upon. But I think he's going to be able to pick apart his opponent come rounds 2 and 3 and squeak out probably a split decision victory. I do think it's going to be closer than the odds say, but that's where I'm going with that one.
All right, we got that one down too. Dan, you getting all this? Good. Okay, well, I'm glad that we're going to be getting into some of the meat of the card, the fighters I know. I will say I've said this before. I kind of like some of these fighters I'm not too familiar with on the main card. Gives me a better chance to learn about some new fighters and see what they have to offer.
For sure. Well, the next fight is actually the fight that I'm most excited to see. It's been 2 years and 2 months since they last fought. The rematch, Zhang Weili versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And we all know what happened the last fight. It was a really close fight, and one of the best fights I think I've ever seen in MMA. And Joanna left looking like an alien. And
oh my God!
I don't think she's fought
poor
since.
Girl.
Yeah, I don't think she's fought since. It's been 2 years, so I don't think she's fought since. And so I don't know. The odds are here. We have Zhang Weili as a minus 175 favorite and Joanna plus 145. I think that it should be just a straight go pick 'em because you never know which way it's going to go. Like again, if you just look at the last fight, it could have gone either way. What are the judges looking for? They're looking for power, damage, or they're looking for volume, because you're going to get volume from Joanna. You're going to get the power and the damage probably from Zhang Weili. Yeah. Again, 2 years off for Joanna. Is there going to be ring rust? She is a former champion. I've seen her lose a few times now. I probably skipped over their records here, so I'll tell you that again. Joanna is 16-4, 2-3 in her last 5, and Zhang Weili is 21-3 and 3-2 in her last 5, and 2 of those losses are to Rose. So, man, it's a tough one. I think it's going to be a razor close fight. I see it going the distance. And it's going to be different too, though. It's a 3-round fight, not a 5-round fight like the last one. So it's tough one to pick for me. I don't know. It's almost like a coin flip, but I'm going to go with my gut. And I'm just going to say that I think the ring rust, and I follow Joanna on social media and stuff, and she seems to be like doing other things. And I don't see her training much. I see her like modeling and stuff like that. Where I see, Zhang Weili, where I follow her as well. She's just training all the time. She was actually in Thailand for the last, I don't know how long, training for this, I guess, fight or whoever. But I'm going to go with a decision victory for Zhang Weili in this fight.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I hope we don't see what happened to Joanna, what happened last time, happen again. because
Yeah, but I hope we see a fight like that again.
I hope we see a fight again, but that was brutal. For that reason and the ring rust, I agree with you. I don't see Joanna getting it done. And I think that would set up a fight, right, for her to fight Carla, I would imagine. I mean, who else you have in the division, really, right? So, but now if Joanna wins, do you think she would get a title shot right away?
Oh yeah.
So this is.
I think the winner of this fight's going to get a title shot. It's a really, really tight division, you know.
Yeah.
Or you could fight Rose next too, which would be a huge fight too, you know. And then the winner of that gets the title fight. Who knows?
That's true. All right.
All right. So we're gonna go with. I don't like that we agree on every single fight here so far, Ty.
Well, it's only one because I'm just going with you. I have no idea about the first two fights.
Okay. The co-main event, the women's flyweight championship of the world. Valentina Shevchenko versus Tila Santos. Shevchenko 22-3, 5-0 in her last 5. Santos is 19-1 and 4-1 in her last 5. Shevchenko is the heaviest favorite on the card at a -650, and Santos is a +450. Now that may seem like a big odds, but for Shevchenko, her last 5
normally
fights,
a lot bigger.
Yeah, she's been minus over 1,000 in her last 5 fights, and she's finished them all. Like, she's just on another level, man. I mean, so this is a huge step up in competition for Santo. I look back at some of the fights that she's had against her opponents, and I don't even know any of them, man. So I couldn't even tell you who they are. After I've seen, I know who they are, but I've never seen them fight. But like, think about who Shevchenko's fought. Yeah. She's fought the best of the best for a long time. They're running out of
bodies. I feel like they're just lining them up,
and she's walked right through them. But the odds are kind of intriguing to me. I think she opened at like a -1,000 or close to it, and the money's been coming in on Santos. I don't know why. Like I said, it's a huge step in competition. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe they saw,
could we have like a Nunez? I was just gonna say a Nunez Pena type moment here.
Yeah, so I don't know, but you look for a path to victory. Do you think that she's gonna outstrike Valentina? No. You think she's gonna out wrestle her and hold her down for 5 rounds? Hell no, man. I don't see it. The only way she's gonna win this fight is she catches her, and knocks her out, which is, I've never seen it happen. So I'm going Valentina all day, man, on this one. And I don't like putting my foot in my mouth, so I'm not gonna. But Valentina all day, she finishes her. She's gonna walk right through her like she has every other big name. And I don't even think Santos is a big name. And it's not gonna take her long. 2 rounds. She's gonna finish it on the ground, standing however she wants to, really, I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't like that we're agreeing again either. So I'm going to disagree by saying Shevchenko will win, but like you said, these odds are something funny there. Just for entertainment value, I'm hoping Santos puts up more of a fight than Shevchenko's past opponents. So I'm going to go Shevchenko via decision for Santos to survive 5 rounds.
You might actually get some good money on that.
Yeah, there's some. I haven't looked it up, but I figured there are some decent odds there.
Oh, she's been gone the distance for maybe since like Nunez, man, long time.
Yeah, well, yeah. Just there's no value in betting. Even her finishing her is favored, probably like -200-300.
Oh, yeah.
You would think.
So. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, it's the main event of the evening.
Okay, the main event of the evening is the light heavyweight championship of the world. Glover Teixeira versus Yuri Prochazka, and Glover is a 42-year-old champion, 33-7, 5-0 in his last 5. And Yuri is 28-3-1, 5-0 in his last 5. He is 9 years old. He is favored in this fight at a -220, and Glover is a +175. So again, Glover is not getting the respect that he probably deserves, I would say. One of these days he's going to be a favorite, but he's the underdog again. It seems like he always comes in,
especially after his the Blachowicz fight where he got the title, right? You think they'd give him a little more respect, but
yeah, you would think so. But I mean, he's 42 years old, and he has one of the worst chins I've seen in MMA. Like the guy gets hurt, man, in every single fight that he's in, and I don't know how he does it, but he ends up finding a way to crawl back and get some W's. But he's been around the block a few times here. I mean, and then there's Yuri, who's young. I mean, he has a man bun. Govik would probably love him. He's probably got posters on the wall. The dude with the man bun, but he's so unorthodox. Sorry, I need some beer. He's so unorthodox, dude. And like I went back and I'm watching his fight. He fights with his hands down. He literally blocks punches with his face. Like that's not how you're supposed to do this, right? Especially when you're fighting for the world championship. Blocking punches with your face. Like, what are you doing? But he gets it done too, man. He's so strange in there. Definitely like a kickboxing style fighter. But he obviously has a great chin because that's how he like I said, he blocks his punches with his chin. And the things are, does he have the cardio to go 4 or 5 rounds? I mean, I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna. He's just a way better striker. I think he's gonna hit Glover. I think he's gonna hit him early. I think he's gonna hurt him. And I think Glover's had his party. He's been finally made the champion. It's his second time fighting for the belt, and he finally won it. And I think that I'm gonna go with Yuri in this fight, man. I think that he's gonna get it done. I think he's gonna knock him out. I think he's gonna knock him out round 1 just because I can't see his chin holding up for much more. Glover's. Yeah.
That's bad, Mike. We're agreeing again. I completely agree.
Saying a round 1 knockout.
I completely agree. Glover should I think I said this the last time he was fighting, and he surprised us all and won the belt. But I think he's pretty much at retirement stage here soon. He got the belt. That was his moment. He should have probably just retired there. The guy's 42. He's taken a lot of shots. As you said, he doesn't have a very good chin. I see him not surviving very long in this main event. And I think we'll have a new champion on our hands.
Yeah, and so there's many reasons and why he's the underdog in this fight. And I'm actually surprised he's not more of a dog. Yeah. He's only a 2-1 dog, if that. So he is the champ, though. I mean, he did beat Blachowicz, which is shocking to the world to me.
Didn't see that happening either. So
yeah. So
not this time, though. Not this time. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But I'm excited, man. I'm more excited for the Joanna fight than anything, though.
Mike, all I gotta say is I've been so attentively writing down notes. I don't think I've taken so much notes than last time was like probably my grade 10 math class with Mrs. Odova, and Ty wouldn't let me copy his homework. So you know what? I just wanted to say you're on a roll. I'm quite concerned about Shevchenko's odds. It wasn't too long ago where Nunes was getting 1,000 odds and then she got knocked out. So
that could be the reason why, though, these odds aren't like that.
Right. Like maybe, same thing's happening in hockey, like, and basketball. Like clearly these odd makers know something that we don't know. But still 650 is a pretty big swing. So I like Shevchenko. 42 years old grandpa, he's gonna get knocked out. I say second round and Shevchenko winning in third. So.
Whoa, grandpa, I'm 39. Okay. Not that close. No, we're pretty close to 42.
Yeah, but you climb mountains and you go fishing and hunting. So
he's in better shape than I am. Okay. I'll tell you that.
Grandpa for the UFC and the Octagon. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, exciting fights. Do you guys know what time? So have we figured that out? This is in
It's
Singapore.
7 p.m. Pacific time. So normal time for us. They're fighting at like 8 a.m. in the morning or whatever in wherever they are.
Great.
Yeah, they cater to us pay-per-view buyers.
In Singapore. Oh
yeah, they're at the indoor stadium in Kelang, Singapore.
There you go.
Yeah, our normal time.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that is a recap from Money Mike for UFC 275. I know I got some detailed notes. I'm going to think about my picks. But speaking of picks, let us get in our locks of the week. Junkies, lock of the week. I know some of us might have some pretty close picks here after listening to that breakdown from Money Mike, but maybe not. Ty, what do you got?
Well, I am going back to Money Mike's picks, actually. Funny you say that. So, I'm just doing a 3-fighter parlay here. Like I said, I don't know a lot about these first 2 events on the main card, but I would like to make them a little more interesting. So I'm going to include them in my parlay. So I'm going with Mike's picks on the first 2, Manel Cape and Jack Della Maddalena, and Yuri to all win. It's plus 250 for that 3-fight parlay. So a $50 bet will pay me $125 if they all are successful. And that's what I have for my Bodog bet of the week. And Money Michael, what
Yes,
do you
sir.
have for us tonight?
Well, I'm obviously going to be going UFC as well, and I'm actually pretty confident in my picks this week. Like, I feel like I put in the work. I did the research here, and I like what I see in my picks. So I'm going to parlay 5-way parlay all of my 5 picks.
Oh boy!
I usually do this and never hit. So, but I have a feeling I'm going to hit. The unfortunate thing is, all my picks are actually the favorites this week, although some are fairly close. So my 5-way fight parlay is a plus 525. So my $20 bet pays me $104.82. And do you need me to recap who those 5 picks are? I'm going with Yuri in the main event. I'm going with Shevchenko in the co-main event. I'm going with Zhang Li. I'm going with Manuel Cape. And I'm going with Jack Della Maddalena. Fuck 'em.
I like it. Daniel.
Well, you know what? I was gonna say I'm gonna make it 3 for 3, and we're all putting our money on Money Mike. Not fully. I'm going to stick with the UFC, as I mentioned, Shevchenko, Yuri, but I'm holding out on Saturday for my Tampa Bay Lightning. If they can win, it is going to be a big game Saturday in Tampa, and I'm going to throw that in to my parlay. So it's still depending on, what happens over tomorrow's game. But yeah, I'm going to leave that open.
Sounds good. They could be eliminated by the time you're talking about adding that.
I know there, Tyler. I know. So as a backup, I'm probably going to throw in Joanna, because you know what? Everyone likes a good comeback story. Get the odds up a little bit.
All right. There you have it.
Alrighty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our locks of the week. That was episode 60 with the West Coast Sports Junkies. We had an awesome evening here talking lots of sports with everyone. Check us out. www.westcoastsportsjunkies.ca. All our links, all our YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everything is on there. If you haven't opened up a Bodog account, it's your time. Playoffs we're deep in it. You got Money Mike with his breakdown. I think he's very excited about his picks this week. So let's all win together. Open up a Bodog account. Bodog will match up to $400, and let us go 5 for 5 with Money Mike on the UFC. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Have an awesome evening. Until the next episode.